All right, part two, just some basic content editing, adding. My little embedded camera was blocking the menu last time. So anyway, um, so you follow the instructions in the first video, you created the site, you added pages. There's two ways to get to your site to work on it again. Either in Classroom, open up the assignment, click on your website, or in your science folder. Either one brings you to the same thing. Doesn't matter which one you pick. Okay, so go back, open up your folder. Open up your website. And now quickly, just want to look at some of the options you have to add elements from the insertion menu. So easy one is text box. If I click it over here on the right-hand menu, navigation bar-ish type thing, that's what happens. It shows up here. You've got options for how you want your text box to be formatted. There's text options, as I mentioned last time. And then there's automatic stuff that happens based upon how you decide you want your text box to be. Notice that when I select, first one's black, I think. This one's kind of a gray looking color. If I double click down here, I can do the same thing, add a text box. Now within these blocks, notice I can change how big my text box is only covering so much space. And if I want to add something next to it, I can double click next to it and I can put an image. I can search for image, something about you. So soccer is life. As it is, I pick an image and notice it goes right inside this big block next to my text box. I can resize, I can change it. I can also drag and watch what happens if I go right next to that little box. See the blue line? It puts it underneath. And then that thing moves together. If I click just one or the other, I can move just that one thing back apart again. But this whole giant rectangle kind of works as one big piece, and I can put things in next to it. You can embed some Google things, but that embed is a little trickier. So watch out for that. Doesn't always work. Upload, if you got a file to upload from your computer, you pick that one. The images, I showed you that one. If you want to put a divider in, you've got that divider option from Drive. If eventually you're going to use this to upload documents and proof of your learnings. YouTube, you can search for YouTube videos. So again, on the home page, since the home page is all about you, you can pick pick maybe one or two things that really showcases who you are. Oh, did both of them. Didn't expect that. And again, same as last time, I can drag and drop these, make them next to each other. I can resize them, make them smaller. If it gets, notice if you lose a little bit of the aspect ratio, the black bars show up. So you want to kind of resize your content to match. Picture's a little different story. If I resize this kind of weird, it's going to be off kilter. But I think it's this button. This button, I think. If you click that, it matches everything up at the right size for you, which is nice. So if it looks real goofy, you click it again and hit that, and it'll kind of line it back up for you. There also is a crop tool if you want to crop your image down. So that's totally up to you. You can delete the pictures. You can make your picture a link to something else. So that is your home page. You can insert different elements here. And notice on my settings, if I want to make my background look a certain way, you can knock yourself out. So that's a quick look at the editing options. And remember, the font styles, once you click it once here, it changes everywhere in your whole site. So notice how it changed there. And if I do this, if I make it green as my selection, notice that's what it's doing to the colors here. Should at least make them green. It changes everything across the whole way. So if I go to a simple design versus a green, see how these headers, these big rectangles change as I select different colors here. So keep an eye on that happening. one last thing to mention on this guy, if you change the picture here, maybe you upload a picture of yourself or something, you might notice in the corner this adjust for readability. It's going to change your font size, color size, and the image itself so that it's easier to read your heading. If you want to undo any changes, you select that and it will undo the adjustments that it automatically made. So anyway, there's a quick look at doing some content editing and some formatting tricks, something to work with your homepage on right now as we start, but eventually you're going to apply those things to every page for all the content. Intro, atom, electrons, bonding, reactions, and so on. That's if you're in the chemistry class. If you're physical systems, then it's science skills, atom, oh goodness, bonding, so on and so forth. So hopefully that is helpful and you find it useful.